Immune response to vaccination. Vaccination works by introducing an antigen to the body to stimulate a primary immune response without causing disease. This process trains the immune system to recognize the pathogen, so it is prepared to mount a swift and effective secondary immune response upon future exposure to the actual germ. This long-lasting protection is known as vaccine-induced immunity. The primary immune response, the training phase. When a vaccine is administered, it introduces a harmless version of a pathogen and antigen to the body. This could be a weakened or killed microbe, a piece of its surface, or even genetic material that instructs your cells to produce the antigen. The immune system, recognizing the antigen as foreign, begins a multi-step process. Antigen-presenting cells, APCs, act as scouts. Cells like macrophages and dendritic cells encounter and engulf the antigen. They then break it down and display small pieces of it on their surfaces. Helper T cells are activated. These cells, a type of white blood cell, bind to the presented antigen fragments. Once activated, they send out chemical signals, cytokines, to coordinate the rest of the immune response. B cells and cytotoxic T cells are activated. The signals from helper T cells prompt two key types of lymphocytes to act. B cells begin to proliferate and differentiate into plasma cells. These plasma cells are factories that produce a flood of specific antibodies, Y-shaped proteins designed to bind to and neutralize the antigen. Cytotoxic T cells also multiply. Their job is to destroy cells that have been infected by the pathogen. While not all vaccines induce this T cell response, it is a critical part of the response to viral infections. The response winds down and memory cells are created. After the antigen is cleared from the body, most of the plasma cells and cytotoxic T cells die off. However, a small but vital population of memory B cells and memory T cells remains. These cells are the foundation of long-lasting immunity. They circulate in the body, poised to recognize the same antigen if it ever appears again. The secondary immune response, the rapid defense. The true power of vaccination lies in immunological memory. If the vaccinated person is later exposed to the real, disease-causing pathogen, their immune system mounts a secondary immune response. This response is a game changer. Faster and stronger. Memory cells do not need to go through the initial training process. They rapidly proliferate and differentiate into a much larger number of antibody-producing plasma cells and cytotoxic T cells. More specific and effective. The antibodies produced during the secondary response have a higher affinity for the antigen, meaning they bind more tightly and effectively to neutralize the pathogen. This rapid, robust response often eliminates the pathogen before it can cause symptoms, providing protection from the disease. This is why a vaccinated person is far less likely to become seriously ill or die from a disease they are immunized against, even if they are infected.